Hello, I'm Soldier Boy. Fuck, the world knows who I am. Why do I have to say it? Hello, I'm Soldier Boy. Did you know drugs and drug-related crime have become a nationwide problem? But the cool thing to do is just say no. God, I sound like a jackass. Who approved this script? You don't have to be a superhero to fight back. Because your superpower is just saying no. So when someone offers you drugs, you tell them Soldier Boy said taking drugs is not cool, and anyone who does is a loser. If taking drugs is uncool, I'm the most uncool motherfucker on the planet. Fuck you.
Soldier Boy, a masculine figure with childhood-related traumas. He's the true representation of his name. He came to the scene quickly and rose to become one of the most attention-grabbing people in the TV series The Boys. I will try to break down the character's analysis, the nexus of his actions, and we'll try to understand, interpret his past experience, along with what we can learn from observing Soldier Boy. If you have not watched the third season of The Boys, I suggest you watch it first, then come back here for the analysis. But hey, if you're here just for the conclusion, then let's get ready to rumble! Soldier Boy was born in 1919 in rural areas of Pennsylvania. He grew up in a household where discipline, tenacity, and bravery were the core value of becoming a brave and capable man. His dad was involved in the military, which is how he got introduced to his dad's friend that had contacted with the experiments of turning people into superhumans. He was pretty much the predecessor of Homelander, an accumulation of American values into one person. Fighting the Nazis to prevent drug consumption, Soldier Boy was the embodiment of indefatigability. However, his personality was no match to the preconceived notions built on top of his identity by the corporation. Everyone around him hated him. Everyone was either scared or pretentious to avoid his fury, or wanted something from him. Does this sound familiar? He was a bully and had uncontrollable impulsive behavior that begot unexpected events. He would explode with anger due to one minor mistake, or just as a simple consequence of a Freudian slip. As the show continues, the announced dead soldier is not quite finished. Russians kidnap Soldier Boy and run tests on him until the boy's crew come in and get him out. Naturally, these horrendous experiments conducted on him further his pain and self-pity that weighs heavily on him. The reason for his extreme unacceptance and strong, unbreakable values that no one can test is primarily the result of his father. As he discusses it with Butcher, we find that his dad was very harsh on him and condescended him due to him not meeting the expectations of his dad, which catapulted him to becoming the soup to gain the respect of his father. Upon returning, he meets with his dad's disappointment because of him taking the shortcut to become the image of the man that his dad reveres.
The old man still around?
Ask Kenzo. Shitting his guts out as we speak, one hopes.
You ever see the Soldier Boy story?
Must have missed it.
It's a classic. We lost Best Picture to American in Paris that year. About a poor kid from the streets of South Philly. Discovers he's got incredible powers to match his heart of gold. It's all bullshit.
Blimey, you don't say.
Actually, my father owned half the steel mills in the state. I went to boarding school. Got kicked out of boarding school because I was a fuck-up. But he made sure I knew it.
He used a belt, did he?
Never laid a hand on me. He couldn't be bothered. He said I was a disappointment. Not good enough to carry his name. So I went to his golf buddies in the War Department, and they got me into Dr. Vought's Compound V trials. I became a superhero. Strongest man alive. Fucking ticker tape parades when I came home.
And what did the old man say then?
He said I took a shortcut. That a real man wouldn't have cheated.
He then converts that same disappointment, unacceptance, and the harsh binary yes or no into his judgment of other people, making him lonely, highly vulnerable, and antagonistic to his environment. As the season concludes, Homelander becomes his son, and to steer him to his corner, Homelander introduces his grandson. As the audience anticipates accepting them, he trickles his own experience that he had with his dad, which shaped his perception, into the scenario in front of him. Now he has two choices: accept or destroy, because something imperfect or short of his imagination of what a man is cannot be perfected by Homelander. Thus, he chooses destruction.
I could have made you better and not some weak, sniveling pussy starved for attention. But there's no fixing that now. You're a fucking disappointment.
What we can learn from this is that our past experiences can mirror our decision making and formation of truths, even if it took place decades ago. What we can extrapolate from this is that if you avoid past traumas, it may exert themselves to your own perception, personality, and most of all, your self awareness. Soldier Boy becomes the thing that he hates: his unappreciated father, which consumes him as a person and disables his emotional side, which is suppressed by the conversion of trauma into his identity. All in all, I can say that the abyss he experienced became his foundational action and belief system. He was not good enough for his dad, and people were not good enough for him. To avoid is to delay. To delay is to become. And to become is to decay. This is Infrared, and I'll see you soon.
You might want to gargle my ball sack.